The countdown to Election Day is on, with less than 4 months now until November's general election. Tonight, we continue our series called Where Do They Stand?, helping you separate facts from fiction about the candidates you'll see on the ballot this fall.
Our Ethan Kibbe is joining us here in studio. And Ethan, last week, we began with Republican Senate candidate Dr. Mehmet Oz. But where does his Democratic opponent, John Fetterman, stand on the issues, and who is funding the Fetterman campaign?
Mike and Eva, we've got answers. You know, right now it is hard to find a starker difference between candidates than the chasm between Oz and Fetterman. Both are well-educated men, but that's about where the similarities end. So let's get to the issues and where John Fetterman stands on them. He's the current lieutenant governor, and he is firmly in favor of abortion rights. In fact, he's been endorsed by pro-abortion rights groups like NARAL. He calls the right to an abortion, quote, non-negotiable. On guns, Fetterman supports stricter laws and bans on some types of weapons. He's called for universal background checks, and he says he's in favor of an assault weapons ban. But Fetterman does have a history with weapons. 9 years ago, Fetterman heard shots, then grabbed a shotgun, chased a man, and held him until police arrived. The man turned out to be an unarmed black jogger. There were no charges in the case, but it is an incident that Fetterman has had to address on the campaign. Let's talk about the economy. When it comes to that, Fetterman says he wants to fight inflation by bringing jobs, especially manufacturing jobs, back to America. He is staunchly pro-union, and he says making goods here supports American families and saves money on shipping costs. Economists, though, differ on whether or not increased production costs in America would offset that money saved on shipping. Okay, that's where he stands on the issues. The question is, who's backing John Fetterman? Well, a variety of folks, of course. Some of Fetterman's biggest donors are labor unions. That is unsurprising because Fetterman calls, quote, the union way of life sacred. He's also received thousands of dollars from current governor Tom Wolf. Wolf is term limited. He's not going to run again, and any money left in his war chest has to either be spent on political operations or be given back to donors. Unsurprising that Wolf would be a big donor here. And finally, we have a question mark with to be determined. And that is because we're going to have a lot more answers really, really soon. Fetterman's campaign says it raised $11 million in the last 3 months. That is a record for this type of race. Donor lists have to be reported tomorrow, rather. It's Thursday. I've got my days mixed around. They have to be reported no later than tomorrow. And once those are out, we will have more names, more numbers, the clearest picture yet on the people funding what is shaping up to be an incredibly expensive race. We reached out to Fetterman twice in the last week and a half in his campaign. We are yet to hear back. We'll let you know if we do. For now, though, Ethan Kibbe, Erie News Now.